Good afternoon and welcome to everyone watching on Facebook. 5 days ago, Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs took a reckless and dangerous action in Executive Order 2023-11. As governor, she took an unprecedented step to strip Arizona's 15 locally elected county attorneys of the ability to do their jobs. It is a step that all Arizonans should be concerned about. I know many of you are asking the question if her steps were illegal or unconstitutional. I'm not going to address that specifically today because other elected county attorneys and I are in the process of determining the appropriate next steps. What I will tell you today is that this act was not a routine act of governance. It was a procedural manipulation aimed at a highly emotional topic done to win political points. At best, the executive order was a solution in search of a problem, but in reality, it was an unnecessary power grab and dangerous precedent. I can state this with confidence because no cases of this nature have been submitted to my office. And my understanding is that none have been submitted to any prosecution agency in the state. Yesterday, in a media interview, Attorney General Chris Mays was asked for examples of when a governor took this kind of drastic measure. She spoke of only one. She referenced when Governor Raul Castro in 1976 directed then Attorney General Bruce Babbitt to prosecute John Harvey Adamson for the ruthless murder of journalist Don Bolles. What Attorney General Mays did not include were the circumstances of why Governor Castro took this action. At that time, Donald Harris was the Maricopa County Attorney, and his public statements in the case caused a mistrial. Only then did the Attorney General ask the governor to allow the Attorney General's office to prosecute the case. This unprecedented action was taken because it was a single case where the elected prosecutor was not following the ethical rules and was jeopardizing the prosecution of a horrific murder. What Governor Hobbs did on Friday is not even in the ballpark of what Governor Castro did. Our current governor took an entire category of potential offenses and is attempting to prevent locally elected county attorneys from reviewing and making charging decisions in those matters. But what happens next? What happens in 3.5 years? What happens when another person occupies the governor's seat and attempts this kind of power grab? What other set of offenses might a governor in the future not like and remove from local prosecutors? We have seen elected officials in other states who have radical ideas target police officers for prosecution, limit the prosecution of retail theft only to have businesses leave their cities, and to refuse to prosecute drug-related crime. Governor Hobbs has already shown her attitude toward criminal justice. She has exceeded her authority by trying to pause executions and ignoring the pleas of the victims in those cases. And she has vetoed a bill that would keep repeat felons in custody. The enforcement, or lack thereof, of the law should not be used for political gain. Retired Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor once said, "Commitment to the rule of law provides a basic assurance that people can know what to expect, whether what they do is popular or unpopular at the time." The American system for passing laws involves either a vote of the people or the combined efforts of the governor and the legislature. I've had to answer a lot of questions from both sides of the political spectrum about actions I have taken in my time in office. And I believe that my commitment to the rule of law and to follow the law was why I was elected. My role is to keep this community safe and to follow the law. And with that, I'll take your questions. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I'm curious, have you coordinated with any other county attorneys, in response to this executive order? And what are the potential remedies or, I guess, responses on the table in terms of?
At this point, we have spoken, and I would say everything is on the table at this point. We're exploring the best options to address this.
And then, sorry, just a quick follow-up. Is it primarily like Republican county attorneys, Democrats? What are you kind of, I guess, who is concerned about this?
I'm not going to speak for any other elected county attorney, but what I will say is in my conversations with them, there are concerns on both sides of the aisle because this is not about a single issue. This is understood that this is about bypassing the legislative process to sign into essentially a law with one sweep of the pen. And there is concern about that because I think all elected county attorneys, one thing we have in common, we all went to law school and we all love and appreciate the Constitution.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you can respond to as to what all the attorneys and you would want done once you guys, speak and talk about this matter?
Well, I can't speak for the other elected county attorneys, but what I can say is that I think this needs to go through the legal channels that other laws go through. And that is either it is referred to a vote of the people or it is a combined effort of the legislature and the governor.
Have you reached out to the governor at any point to talk about this?
The governor did not reach out to us, and so no, I did not.
Any other questions? Go for it. Super quick follow-up. So yeah, when you say everything's on the table, I'm just want to confirm that includes litigation, obviously, or some type of.
Yes, litigation's on the table.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay? All right, thank you. Have a good day, everybody.